All right, Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and peace and salutation to the elect. The name of this lesson is going to be called Knock Knock. Who is it? It's Isaiah 4:1. And the reason why I entitled this lesson that is because, celebrities, men in general, those that actually have, some cojones, about themselves are realizing that Esau's system, is completely tainted. It's corrupted, it's poison. And, man wasn't, created to be with one woman. And what brothers are going to hear in this quick segment from Nick Cannon on why he's never getting married again, basically kind of goes into those same sentiments. And I've actually done a previous lesson on Nick Cannon. Hopefully it gets cleared. I got a strike on it or whatever, but we'll see. But anyway, Nick has his own little podcast, and he's talking here with T.I. about reasons why he's not going to get married. And according to the scriptures, there's nothing wrong if you do decide to get married, to a woman. However, the way in which things are done here in this society, first of all, there's no virgins. So you're really marrying a harlot. And then not only that, anytime you're in a contract, with Esau, the so-called white man, you're at a disadvantage. And so, Nick is going to cover a couple of those thoughts. I'm basically going to, what's the word here? I am going to bolster, his thoughts with scripture, to where, younger brothers or even, brothers that have been in the ministry for a while, can just be refreshed in the idea and the concept that we are, the precious, gold, of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. We are the apple of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Women are possessions. And the more you start to realize that, the more you come into your, rulership frame of mind and your rulership mentality. And, really that starts with obedience towards Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, to where he can disseminate, this knowledge, wisdom, and most importantly, understanding to be able to navigate in Babylon until he returns. So Lord willing, this lesson to be edifying for the elect. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Maybe I might get through possibly half of it, but you brothers can go back and watch the whole thing if you so care to.
I believe relationships and mainly marriage is designed to please women.
Okay, so right there, he says he believes that relationships are designed to please women. Now that's only on this side. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai did not create that for it to be that way. So let's read this. This is Jeremiah chapter 31 verse 22. It says, "How long will thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man." Now, all of these are just a byproduct, of our nation falling. Us falling away from Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai created a new thing in the earth to where women basically rule over men. Women are at the forefront of all of these topics and discussions, and this whole society is driven. That's why Babylon is even referenced as a whore, as a woman, because everything relationship wise stems from a woman, because a woman is a taker on this side, unfortunately, and so women in our kingdom, are going to be helpers, which is the complete opposite of women taking on this side. The reason why women take on this side is because Esau, the so-called white man, has empowered them, to do so, and has really given them liberty to gad abroad. None of that will be the case in our kingdom. Women will actually be happy with the role in which Yahweh Hashem Yahushai designed them to be, which is a support for her man. All right. But I wanted to bring that out real quick. Let's continue.
I believe relationships and mainly marriage is designed to please women.
Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
What is something along your journey that you've had to unlearn?
Unlearn? Oh, shit. I'll be honest, my behavior when it comes to women.
Mm.
Yeah, like I had to unlearn. It's a whole new paradigm shift because I come from the culture of wanting to be pimping and wanting to be, just I'm glorifying the aspect of disrespecting women.
Well, okay.
Now, first of all, you cannot disrespect somebody that disrespects themselves. Okay? So just to kind of elude for what's about to be said here, because women are praised and exalted, just like going back into the scriptures when you read in Jeremiah, the 44th chapter, and it talks about Diana of Ephesus, or you read in any of these scenarios in the scriptures where women were exalted. You look at Jezebel, right? And really, Jezebel does not need to be respected, okay, at all. However, in this society, it doesn't matter if you're a whore. See, all of those standards in which Yahweh Shem Yahushua has prescribed for us to live by, specifically the nation of Israel, Yashar Allah, are not being upheld here in this society. This is the reason why men basically are utterly confused as to whether or not they want to be in a relationship, don't want to be in a relationship, get married and then get divorced and get half of their life snatched away from them. Because really there is no order. That's why this place is called Babylon. But before Nick Cannon says this, actually I'm gonna go ahead and read this verse before he says this, because he's about to go into some madness. This is First Ezra chapter 4 verse 26. It says, "Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes." And that's exactly what he's about to say.
Okay, that's what I had to. I'm still unlearning it because I'm gonna be honest. Because my music's still using bitch, still using hoes, still But at the same time, we get coming into this world of we embracing our queens. We getting back to that idea of uplifting the woman and understanding that the black woman is God.
The black woman is what? You see what I'm saying? This is the confusion that Babylon teaches. I'm gonna read that again. First Ezra 4 and 26. "Yea, many there be, many men," okay, 2/3, okay, and then some, "be that have run out of their wits." When you get into your wits, that talks about your mental capacity, your faculty of reasoning, logic, understanding. "For women, and become servants for their sakes." Now, the reason why Ezra is talking about this is because when you read in Ezra the 4th chapter, First Ezra the 4th chapter, it talks about the king that basically got slapped and had his crown knocked off his head and all the rest of that stuff. Why? Because he became a servant to a woman. And that's not what Yahweh Shem Yahushua created, okay, by far. He did not create women to be queens. When you go into the word queen, it really tells you that it's a harlot, it's a whore, okay? There's no queens in our kingdom, all right? And the damn show ain't no women being gods.
But at the same time, we get coming into this world of we embracing our queens. We getting back to that idea of uplifting the woman and understanding that the black woman is God. But it's a hard thing to unlearn when it's been perpetuated in from our music to our movies to just sexism in general, treating women like second-class citizens. That shit is difficult, man.
Well, first of all, women are second-class citizens. Scripture tells you that. Okay, let's bring this out. This is Sirach chapter 36. Verse 24, "He that getteth a wife," or a woman, because the word wife goes back to the word woman. There is no difference between a woman and a wife. Okay. All right. Let's get that understood. Number one. Okay. It says, "He that getteth a wife," look up the word wife, go back to the origins of weir and going back to the origins of woman. "He that getteth a wife or a woman beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, a pillar of rest." So what is Nick Cannon talking about? Second class citizens. See, because once again, this is Babylon. Everything is semantics, everything is wordplay. But anyway, we're gonna move on for the sake of time.
I love women. I love women the way Pac love women, the way Prince love women, the way Lenny Kravitz love women. I love them.
Like Solomon loved women. King Solomon had what? At least, well, let's read it. 1 Kings chapter 1, verse 2. of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, you shall not go in unto them, because Solomon had, strange wives or strange women. Okay. And that also goes into the philosophies. However, the point is it was multiple. Okay. Neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their God. Solomon clave unto these in love. See, this is part of the reason why you got to watch out for that love word. It says, and he had 700 wives, princes, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. Okay. So the only point in which I was making is that there were multiple women. Okay. It's not this one woman man, philosophy or sorcery that's being floated around here in Babylon.
Prince love women the way Lenny Kravitz love women. I love like them. So there's an aspect where
That's what I'm saying. I think
them.
yeah. But see, now that's not what I was about to say. Is if what you're doing is done out of love and it's endearing. I don't know how. Now, if you're obsessive, because, You didn't say you had an obsession.
No, I do. Because it's like
I think I get what you're saying, because
I think I'll never be able to be with just one woman again. Like that's gonna be tough for me.
So clearly he says he doesn't feel as though he will be with one woman ever again. Why is that? Well, according to the scriptures, let's read. This is Isaiah chapter 4:1. It says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our approach. So 7 women is talking about a complete number of women. It's not just talking about 7 women, but it is talking about multiple women clinging unto you. So you don't necessarily have to concern yourself with one woman. Now, like I said, Paul says, hey, are they married to a woman, or, does that have a wife? Seek not to be loose. Okay, cool. But she has to be an honorable wife. And on this side, most of our women are not going to be there. Matter of fact, that brings me to this scripture. This is Amos chapter 7, verse 17. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, thy wife shall be an harlot in the city. The Lord is clearly telling you what kind of woman you're going to have. You're not going to have a quote unquote virtuous woman, as all these, women like to quote, oh, who can find a virtuous woman? You're not going to have her, bro. And that's the realization that Nick is coming into, That's why it's a knock, knock. Who's there? Isaiah 4:1. Because men across the globe are realizing that these women are really just possessions, man. It's no different than having a pair of Jordans, some cross trainers, some Bo Jacksons, and some polo boots, It's no different. You decide which one you want and you wear it, And that's the mentality that's coming back into the earth, okay? But ultimately, our women are going to be a harlot in the streets, okay? Until Yahweh Shemiah Shah returns. And that makes sense. We're in Babylon, the city of confusion. Okay, you cannot have order in a global empire of confusion. Okay, you can't establish righteousness in your household. Okay, and then as soon as your wife goes to work, or not even, she's on her cell phone, right? There's all types of wickedness bombarding her throughout the day. Her, her friends, okay, her children, or your children. All of these things are occurring all at once, and really. That's what Nick is coming into understanding, is that I don't need to be with women. Women need to be with me, okay? Because basically they just hoes anyway. It says, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and thy land shall be divided by line, and thou shalt die in a polluted land. Okay, what is it polluted with? The sorcery and the wine and the witchcraft of Esau, the so-called white man. It says, and Israel shall surely go into captivity forth of his land. All right.
He did in a marriage. I was faithful in my marriage, but
So you was faithful in your marriage?
Absolutely. The whole time I was married. But I knew, and the reason why we split up, it had nothing to do with infidelity or nothing like that. But I knew I would never get married again. Once I stepped away from that, I was like, that construct is not designed for me.
It's not designed for you. Why? Because you're limiting yourself to one woman that is a harlot. Okay? See, in ancient times, when women had their menstruation, they would put away from the camp. They would put away from the man's house, okay, or his tent, okay. And he could have as many, going back to Solomon, he could have as many wives as he could actually have wives waiting for him, beckoning. Okay, going back to the scripture that says, Sirach 36:24, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. Okay, that's why when, you know, there's an old movie called, I think the name of the movie was called Soylent Green, and women were actually referenced as furniture. Okay, so this is from the movie Soylent Green, and I'm just gonna play, you know, a little bit of this clip just to kind of give you an idea that women were considered furniture. You know, it wasn't any different from a couch or a lazy boy or, you know, a armoire or, you know, a kitchen table. Okay, and so what you're gonna see here in this scene is a rich man or a wealthy man, okay, that actually lived in a penthouse or whatever. You brothers go back and watch the movie to get the details. But what you're going to see here in this scene is all of his furniture basically being women, okay?
It looks like a fair-complected man, maybe someone close to you, a protector. And if we refer back to this card back here, and if you look at it, you'll notice the time sequence indicates a 3-month period. So the cards indicate a secure trend should follow shortly. So things are looking up a bit, Kathy.
So anyway, you brothers can go back and you watch the, you know, rest of the movie in order to gain the context. But what happens here is Charlton Heston comes in and basically starts talking to the furniture, because that's what these people are. Okay, so going back to Sirach 36:24, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself. Okay, and that's what women were created to do, to help the household in whatever fashion. Okay, a pillar of rest. Because when you come home from a hard day's work, matter of fact, let me just mute this. When you come home from a hard day's work, you know, what do you want? You know, you want to come home, you want to, you know, have your woman greet you at the door, looking nice, looking, you know, presentable. And you want to come in, you want to be the man of the household. You want to be the only man amongst a whole bunch of women. Okay? That is a rulership mentality versus what, you know, Nick Cannon was talking about here, and part of the reason why he recognizes that being, you know, in a marriage or being with one person sucks, because really you don't have any power. You got to deal with all A stress and BS or whatever, and so that's not what was prescribed in the scriptures ultimately.
Wait, but now I was like, that construct is not designed for me. And so I gave it my all. And then, because even before that, I was like, I don't believe in marriage, but shit, with Mariah Carey, whatever she say, I'm winning.
See, now that's the simpleness of our people. But let's read this. We're going to read a couple scriptures and then we're going to wrap up. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 9. I'm going to start at 1. It says, be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom, and teach her not an evil lesson against thyself. Okay, so if you have women or multiple women, you know what I'm saying, train them up in the way in which the scriptures prescribe for them to go, and hopefully, you know, they'll hit it every now and then, you know what I mean? But ultimately on this side, they're still harlots. It says, give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance. Okay? Meet not with an harlot, lest thou fall into her snares. Okay? Use not much the company of a woman that is a singer, lest thou be taken with her attempts. And that's hilarious because, you know, he talked about Mariah Carey, you know what I'm saying, which is a singer. So let's listen to this one more time.
I gave it my all. And then, because even before that, I was like, I don't believe in marriage, but shit, with Mariah Carey, whatever she say, I'm winning.
See? That's spiritual, man. You know, that's straight up spiritual. It says, use not much the company of a woman that is a singer, lest thou be taken with her attempts. Gaze not on a maid, that thou fall not by those things that are pretentious. Let's see how we pronounce that word. We'll come back to it. I want to make sure I say this word correctly. Might be an old English word. So like I'm just doing all this on the fly. So I guess we'll come back to that. Anyway, it says in her.
Precious.
Okay. A little different. I guess that's a. Okay, relax, bro. I guess that's a version of pretty. Okay, it says, gaze not on a maid, that thou fall not by those things that are precious in her. Give not thy soul unto harlots. Once again, okay? Listen, it's a reason why, Nick's been married and, other men have been married and, you get divorced or whatever. And because none of these things are really in their rightful order. And once we're in the kingdom, everything will be placed back in their rightful order. Does that mean that, you can't get married? Hey, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Just understand, keyword there, understand what you're getting yourself involved in, Let's see here. Oh, it's a lot. It says, give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose not thy inheritance. Why? Because, women gonna take everything from you, man. At least on this side, definitely. Because they don't know that nurturing, giving nature. Pursuing back to, the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. I'm gonna read verse 8, and you brothers can read the rest of Ecclesiastes, the 9th chapter. It says, turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman, and look not upon another's beauty, for many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman. For herewith love is kindled as a fire. So that's not saying, not approach women and talk to women and, try to bust them down or whatever. But the key ingredient there is don't lose your wits. Don't give your soul over to a woman. Okay. Treat her as a possession. Okay. And by doing so, you will maintain your sense of rulership mentality. You won't be like the king in 1 Ezra, the 4th chapter. Okay. So let's read a couple more here. This is Sirach chapter 19, verse 2. It says, wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away, and he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent. So yeah, man, it's just more wisdom, more understanding about the situation at hand, to where you don't fall to the snares and traps of Esau's, because really that's Esau, man. Eve is Esau. Okay. There is no different. Okay. When you go back into Genesis, the 3rd chapter, it talks about enmity was going to be placed between her and the seed. Okay. That is talking about Eve basically going off, bro. Okay. That means that, hey, if you find one that can at least listen to you, more than 50% of the time, and this is just, me talking as a man, then hey, roll with it, because ultimately they are rebellious. You know what I mean? We are amongst rebellious people of our own nation. And then you have Esau, the so-called white man, as a battery, in the back of Eve and all the rest of these other nations, all of the rest of the other tribes. So, hey, it's just a hard sell. Okay. This is Ecclesiastes 26. You brothers can read the whole chapter here. Hey, you're like, all of them are. But, I'm going to give a little shine to the women. This is Ecclesiastes 26:1. It says, blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife. Now, where do you get virtue from? You get virtue from Yahweh Shem Yahushua through the man. That's what makes the wife virtuous. She can't be virtuous by herself unless she's a virgin. Okay? Because then you're restricted. You still have a sense of purity. All right? But if you've lost that purity, it's gone. So the only thing that's still pure is the man, pursuant to Isaiah 13 and verse 12. Okay? It says, blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband. Keyword there, rejoiceth. Help her. Okay? Pillar of rest. And he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. Okay? It says a good wife is a good portion. which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord. So once again, that's the virtue. The virtue is the man fears the woman, okay? And then the woman or women, okay, fear the man, because that's what it said in Isaiah the 4th chapter. Let's read that. It says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread, we'll take care of our own food, we wear our own apparel, okay, we're gonna make our own fabrics and clothing. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. See, because it's not going to be like it is right now in society, where women have been given all these gifts and, you know, acknowledgments and appeasements to where they can be uplifted and exalted. Okay, it's going to be a totally different scenario. Okay, and I always joke and, you know, laugh because, you know, if you put insects by any woman, you know, they cringe up and they run, or a spider, or, you know, anything that slithers, but yet and still they're prideful, you know. But in that day, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to bring all the terrors on them that they have ever imagined, and then some more. So they're not going to be as proud. They're not going to be proud at all, really, you know. Let's see here. What's this? This is, okay, we read that. Let's get this. This is Proverbs. Actually, let me see here. Let's see here. This is Proverbs 30 and I think I wanted to get Proverbs 31. Yeah, let me see here. Salat. Yeah, I mean, because ultimately, like I said, these are the things that, you know, our people need to know about, you know, and these celebrities are finding out. This Proverbs 31 and 10, it says, who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies. You're not going to find one on this side. Okay, let's continue. This is Ecclesiastes. It's like Ecclesiasticus. Oh no, this is Ecclesiastes. Yep, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So going back to, you know, how women are just, you know, they're succubus, you know. Shout out Black Ram, you know, the succubus. But yeah, I mean, that's the whole point, man. You know, you just understand that women are going to try to trap you up. They're going to try to ensnare you, and really that's what Nick Cannon was talking about. He's like, man, bro, I'm never getting married again. I'm not going to be in relationships, you know, with women. You know, I have me a couple pieces here, there, and the third, but ultimately I want to live a life that's stress free. Let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna wait on that one. Let's play a little bit more of the video.
She wanted to say we was going to the moon. I'm like, let's go.
Well, you married well. You married
If
well.
I'm gonna marry somebody, I'm gonna marry her.
And it don't look like you've looked back since.
Right. Exactly. So, but I just know, like, even in that thing, like, I know I'll never be in a relationship again, and like, I know I'll never get married again. So I'm like, I'm trying to figure that shit out.
So what about like the poly lifestyle?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump forward here a little bit.
Even like, I respect a polyamorous situation, but me personally, that's too much of a construct with too many rules in it. Like, I don't want to answer to nobody. I don't want 5 or 6 that I don't want. I want to be by my goddamn self. Like,
and you know, on this side, that's, hey man, I agree with it. You know, like I said, you know, Paul says, you know, like I said, you know, if you with a woman, cool, you know, but if you ain't with a woman, hey, stay that way. You know, matter of fact, let's just grab that. This is 1 Corinthians 7 and 27. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. So, I mean, if you got one, hey, deal with it. Okay. Art thou loosed from a wife? Seek not a wife. That's exactly what Nick was talking about, man. You know, he's like, nah, bro, I'm straight. I don't need all that, man. The construct, I'm not designed for that. You know, not on this side, you know.
Poly lifestyle.
even like, I respect a polyamorous situation, but me personally, that's too much of a construct with too many rules in it. Like, I don't want to answer to nobody. I don't want 5 or 6 that I don't want. I want to be by my goddamn self. Like,
and notice he said, I don't want to answer to nobody. Why? Because that's a rulership mentality. You know, you're not talking from. We're not equal. You know what I'm saying? Like, women were shamefaced in ancient days. You know, women would barely muster up enough to above a whisper when talking to her man, and wouldn't even look him in the eye. So now you got a battle with your wife, or you know, it's just like he said, man. It's a stressful situation, and it's not conducive for a man. It's really built for the woman.
Like
you want to be by yourself?
Yes,
right.
forever.
You sure?
I got lonesome.
Look at
tattoos on
T.I.,
my neck.
man.
I'm good.
You sure?
I don't have
say right now, Nick.
See, I don't have what you had. You got.
See, T.I. is a little softy, man. You know, he wears this bravado of being, you know, hardcore and all the rest of that stuff, man. But he's soft as tissue paper on the inside, you know. In my opinion.
On my neck, I'm good.
You sure?
I don't have
say right now, Nick.
See, I don't have what you have. You got a beautiful situation. You got a queen that y'all go through it and rock children. Like, I got kids. I got kids by different women.
So do I.
But it's like I feel like, and I want more kids. But
and you know what? Those kids by different women is the same thing in which Solomon had. You know. Because he had multiple wives, he had multiple concubines. The only difference is, he fell to those multiple wives' gods. Other than that, it was all to the good.
Oh, believe me, you keep it up, you're gonna have it. Believe me, you keep it up at the rate you're going, you have no problem.
I'm trying to figure this shit out.
You'll be caught up, man. You'll be caught up in no time.
Like, I mean, what is it you're trying to figure out exactly? Because I don't want to be responsible for nobody else's happiness. Like,
Exactly. Let's read this real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the gold wedge of Ophir. You know? So that's what's going to be made precious, not women. Women are not going to be made precious. You know? They're already beautiful, but that's it. You can't have both. You can't have beauty and brains. Okay, we are the calmly delicate woman of Yahweh Shemiah Shai, the men that are going to become precious. Okay, and that's another reason why this whole society is backwards, because women are ruling over men. Women are able to talk back and wear half-naked clothes all around, and so you get that. You get social media blowing their damn heads up all damn day. You get TV and media exalting them. By the time you talk to a woman, bro, she is like she is juiced, bro. So yeah, I mean, like I said, hey, choose what you want to choose, man. Just understand, keyword there, understand what you're getting yourself involved in. Let me see what else I got here. We'll play a little bit more.
Trying to figure out my shit. I'm still trying to get my shit together.
Okay.
And
matter of fact, let's read a little bit more. This is oh, that's what I want. I want Isaiah. Yep. This is Isaiah 3:12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err. Once again, who is leading the man? The woman. Well, she ain't got no sense of direction. She ain't no virtuous woman. She ain't got no morality, no spiritual connection with Yahweh Shemiah Shai. Scripture says, unto you, O men, do I call. Okay? That the tabernacle is with men, not woman. Okay? It says, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. The Lord standeth up to plead and standeth to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and the princes thereof. Oh yeah, it says, for ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your houses. What mean ye say, ye beat my people to pieces and grind the faces of the poor, saith the Lord of hosts. Moreover, saith the Lord of hosts, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. So all of that's going to be taken down. You know what I mean? You brothers can read the rest of, Isaiah, the third chapter, And you'll realize this is exactly what Nick Cannon is talking about. Not because, he knows that, but because I'm relating it to the scriptures through the Spirit.
Exactly. Because I don't want to be responsible for nobody else's happiness. Like, I'm still trying to figure out my shit. I'm still trying to get my shit together. And I ain't going to get too deep into this shit, but the fact that, I have a condition that stress puts me in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Lupus type shit. And to me, all relationships equal stress. I ain't never been in a relationship.
All relationships equal stress. Why is that? Why is that? We just read it. It says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go and making a tinkling with their feet. And plus, scripture also says, from the woman came the beginning of sin. So, you're dealing with, and brothers reference this. I don't necessarily like to say it because, you have to be careful of what you say, but, women are demons, man. However, if you keep telling your woman she's a demon and all the rest of that stuff, that's only going to bring it more out. But my point is this, just understanding why Nick says that these relationships are stressful is because scripture says the woman is our enemy, man. She that is thine enemy shall see it, So once you start to compose all of these thoughts, okay, you start to realize, like, bro, listen, you want to get with a woman, man, just understand, bro, you are going to pay the price, okay? Snares and bands, traps and, succubus and, just all types of things. It's an emotional time bomb, okay, in which you never understand when it's going to explode. You can be chilling, reading scriptures, and the next thing you know, it's an explosion. It's World War 18 in your house. And you're like, what just happened? Didn't even see it coming, But these are the things that, you need to prepare yourself and be aware of, for those that are, in relationships and those that are not in relationships, just to understand what our true relationship is with Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Relationship that wasn't stressful, whether I'm putting the stress on myself or whether she putting the stress on me. Yeah. So I'm like, ever since I've been out of relationships, I haven't been back in the hospital.
Boom.
You know what?
I'm just saying.
But this is a fucking logical explanation. Honestly, I have no rebuttal. I wouldn't expect you to fucking go to the hospital for love.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So I'm like, look, I'm just working on me. I'm trying to be the best me possible. I love women. I love various women, and they understand how I move.
I think that's the key to it all. You know what I'm saying? To just understanding.
Yeah, and honesty up front, being solid. Like, look, this is how I move.
So anyway, you know what I'm saying? Lord willing, you brothers will edify. There's a couple of scriptures I'll bring out here just to wrap up. This is Proverbs 6:25. I think this is the scripture I want. Yep. It says, Proverbs 6:25, lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. Okay? Because that's how a woman flatters you, and she'll, back those eyes. And, it's just like a snake when it's charming. You know what I'm saying? It'll throw that little tongue out there, whatever, distract you, and then, sneak around and suffocate your ass and then bite you and constrict your ass. Snares and bands. Verse 26, for by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread. Okay, there's been countless examples of, celebrities losing their all just because of women, man. Just because they were married through that contract, And see, that's the difference. When you go back in the scriptures, a woman was sent away without, basically just her property. That was pretty much it. Whatever she came into it with, hey, look, you gone, I'm gonna write you a bill of divorce. We're gonna holler at you. She didn't leave with anything more than that. So, like I said, all of this is just converse, but hey, if you don't know, now you know. And knowing, is half of the battle, and understanding is the other half. So, like I said, if you want to be brought, to a piece of bread, then the likelihood of being in a relationship with a woman will cause that. All right. It says, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Oh my God, bro. Because that's what a harlot is, man. You go back and you look at the scenarios of, harlots in the scriptures, like I had referenced Jezebel, man, she was on a mission to destroy men, That that's what women do after they, lose their virginity and they not with that same dude. They just completely scorn, bro. Now they want to seek and devour men. Going back to the reason why I said Eve is Esau, bro. Okay. Last verse here and we'll wrap up. This is Proverbs 27:14. It says, he that blesseth his friend with a loud voice rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him. And a continual dropping and a very raining day and a contentious woman are alike. So yeah, she's a nuisance, man. That's part of the reason why, Nick was saying that, he's so stressed out being in relationships, man. Like, it's a continual dropping, man, and you never really know how things are going to evolve. And, it's just something to be aware of, especially in this ministry, knowing that prophecy is being fulfilled. We're coming closer and closer, to the return of Yahushua. Yeah, man, hey, just something to be aware of. We need to be living like pilgrims, you know what I mean? And the more you live like a pilgrim, you're not really, you're not sewn into this society and, what its moral compass, quote unquote, is directing you away from, but you're aligned with Yahweh Yahushua and his holy word, to where he's the one that's giving us direction, not these other heathen nations. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying for the elect. Once again, call halal like Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and peace and salutation to the elect Akim out here and during this fight, pushing this word with faith, hope, and sincerity. Until the next time, I'm going to say Shalom.